All right, guys. So here, today we're middle of the week and middle of the month. And this is a great opportunity for you guys to make sure you're on track, not only to hit your goals for the month, but I mean, goals for me, when I set a goal, I'm like that GPS. It tells me I'm going to be somewhere at a certain time. I'm beating it, right? So I don't intentionally set goals that are lower just to kind of trick myself because you can't lie to yourself, right? But I've told you guys before, like if my goal is 50K for the month, I'm trying to hit that by the 15th. That way, the second half of the month, I can go for record breaking numbers. And I'm always competing against, we're in July right now. I'm always competing against July of last year. And I'm also competing against the month I had the month before. So whatever you hit in June, I want to beat that, right? So I'm constantly in competition with myself. I really don't care what the other business down the road does. My other colleagues do. Like I'm in competition with myself. As long as I keep beating myself, I'm happy. So I'm going to go through a few things right now, and I want you guys to hear me very clearly because I know the stress that happens with business. And so, fortunately and unfortunately, I've been given a gift to be able to see the future. All right. I know that sounds super crazy, but I've yet to be wrong. And that is a great skill. But how many guys have ever like had this feeling? Let's say you're watching a sporting game and you know the outcome is going to be, but you didn't make that bet. And you were right, but you didn't pony up. I've been right on my predictions with my schools and with my client schools 100% of the time. But there's times I went against my own gut. Who's ever done that before? Like you just knew it, but you kind of like, oh, maybe you second guessed. So I've been right on my predictions. And I say that unfortunately because I've told people that I was working with before. I was like, look, your school's you're going bankrupt. You're closing. Your staff's stealing from you. Oh no, no, no. They're my staff, blah, 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 blah. And then 3 months later, they're closing their school. So sometimes I don't want to be right, and I've been right. So right now, I'm going to talk to you guys who are owners. If you are not evaluating pricing daily, if you're not evaluating your staff daily, and what do I mean by evaluating? If you're not looking for the holes, the weaknesses, if you're not looking for how to build relationships that other people can't, if you're not thinking about the vision, what the next steps, if you just built the school out and you're teaching classes, the honest part is you just built yourself a job. And I would say majority of you guys, that's kind of what ends up happening for us. We open a school, we're all excited at the beginning. It's a brand new relationship. You're not picking your nose and passing gas in front of it at the time. The laundry goes in the laundry basket. You're showering and shaving regularly. But about 6 months, 9 months, 2 years into this thing, your drawers are on the floor over there. You're a little unkept. You kind of let yourself go. And I say that in the way of like your martial arts school. You're excited. You built this thing out. It's exciting. You can't wait. You're going to have 300,000 million bazillion members. And then 2 years into it, you haven't got new mats. You haven't repainted the school. You're doing the same marketing thing everyone else has done. You haven't done anything creative. Your leadership hasn't changed. You haven't been to a class on being a white belt of a business owner. And you're just doing rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. All right. So if that's you, first, you got to get in better rooms. Two, you don't need to listen to me and not take action. Your staff will quit just like students will quit. I'm going to say that again. Your staff will quit just like your students will quit. Now, by the way, if you don't have a staff, well, that's a problem. Why will your staff quit? Not because of money. Staff does not quit because of money. They quit because they stop believing that you're the right mentor for them, that someone else is providing something you can't provide. We think it's money, but a lot of times it's because they don't have security and trust for you. They don't believe you're going to take them to where there's no upward mobility. There's nowhere else to go. They've tapped out. You're not providing them something that they can't get anywhere else. Listen, if someone can make $80,000 a year working at Target and you're paying them $40,000 a year to teach martial arts, but they get to wear the tank tops and work out and teach karate to kids, and they love that. But you know what they don't have to deal with if they're at Target? The Karens of the world. because it's just a job. They can show up, clock in and clock out. They probably have health benefits. They probably have a predictable schedule. They're probably not having to work 80 hours, get paid for 40. So why would they choose you over Target when you don't pay them 80,000 a year? It's because they believe that you're the right mentor in their life. You were their martial arts teacher. They believed in you. So if you stop growing, eventually they'll stop trusting and believing you. And what you tolerate is your future. For example, I have a policy, guys. You're on a call with me right now. You should have your cameras on. You should be locked in somewhere you can take notes. Are there times you're going to be in your car? Okay. But what's your normal? And if you have your staff come on the call, because you can invite your staff to be on here, but they won't have their cameras on. They don't take notes. They're probably following your leadership. And I'm saying this because you're tolerating things that you know are not getting you the result because you're scared of what it takes to be the real leader that your company needs, that you need, your staff needs. They're choosing a mentor over a paycheck. Now, if you can be that and pay them the same wage, they'll never leave you. But you have to create the opportunity. So I'm challenging your leadership, guys. If you're not evaluating your staff, if you're not evaluating how much you charge and how frequently you're charging people, because you're afraid of looking at this, people pay for two things in life: for accountability, they pay for status. Over and over again. Guys, the next time you're in a hotel, do an A/B test. Go stay at a Holiday Inn, then go stay at a Ritz-Carlton. They both have a bed. They both got a shower. One, you're going to pay $129. One, you're going to pay $529. Why would someone pay 5 or 4x for the same product? How you feel when you're there. Why would someone go to McDonald's and get their chicken sandwich, or somebody goes to Chick-fil-A? Because it does the same thing in your body. Chick-fil-A actually is not healthier. Actually, McDonald's chicken sandwich might be healthier. How they make you feel. So how well are you not treating your customers like it's their first day every day? Are you not excited to see them? And listen, you don't need to keep gaining a bunch of new students, but you do need new followers, new students with the old tried and true products. But if you're in this rat race of get new people, lose people, get people, lose people, and you're the one that's doing everything, you don't have a business, guys. You have a job. And probably Target might pay you more than you pay yourself. Okay. So if you open up your karate school and you haven't painted your walls, you haven't got new mats, if you haven't got new bags in the past 24 months, 36 months, who's ever been to that gym and they're using duct tape on their equipment? You got to renew yourself as a leader. Okay. John's coming to spend a couple days with me next week. I'm so excited for that because I know what he's about to get when he's here. And I'm going to coach hard. We need that. Okay. We all need it. I just went through 2 days of coaching myself. You need hard coaching on you guys. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to tell you exactly, because Derek and I had a call a minute ago. I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm doing right now, guys, to build a school with more profit than any of you guys have in your school, faster than any of you guys can do it. And you should do exactly what I'm telling you to do. Okay. I already said, Matt said he wants 10 schools. Matt's already got a school with students and it has money coming in, and I'm going to beat him to school number 2. I don't even have school 1 open yet. Challenge. Okay. I've already picked a location out. I'm looking at one more today. And by tonight, I'm sending an LOI. Okay. Tonight, I'm sending an LOI, maybe to both, because they both might be good locations. Okay. So think about this. I'm going to give you fast numbers. I'm going to average about $4,400 on an annual level a year per member. At 100 students, that's just shy of $500,000. That means I can afford 2 people, and I'll have roughly a 22% margin on that with 100 students. Okay. 120 exactly is what I really need to hit that margin. So think about this, guys. If I take 500K times 0.22, I do not teach at the school. I don't show up at the school. I don't clean the mats. I'd make 110,000 off of 120 students. Owners right now. How many of you guys have 120 students or more, 120 or more? Okay. What if you had 110K in your pocket? You didn't teach a single class. If you want to go teach, but you don't have to, is what I'm saying. Okay. If you could prove that, how many schools would you own? As many as you want. Okay. So I'm on a fast track to 7 locations in this town. So I'm going to do numbers, guys. 1,000 members over 7 schools. Oops. That's 142 members per school. How many of you guys have 142 members? How many of you guys think you could get there? That you actually, let's try. How many of you guys think you're good enough? That your martial arts, your teaching, your love, your passion, your heart, you can have 142. All of us, right? Otherwise, why are we doing this? Okay. Times 7 schools, that's 1,000 members. Times the $4,000 a year. Okay, it's $4 million times 0.22. Aaron makes $875,000 a year. I don't teach any classes unless I just want to go teach. I have 16 staff members, 1,000 members, a little less than $1 million of revenue a year for me. Now, I think that's 36 months from today. How can I do it so fast? I'm about to tell you the formula. I evaluate my staff daily. I evaluate my pricing daily, and I become a better leader daily. Because those 16 people are going to want to work for me. Matter of fact, Matt, I was going to ask you today, why don't you don't open the second school? Why don't you move your family to Vegas and come do this with me? I'm serious about that. Why not sell the school you're in, put some money in your pocket, turn it over to someone, move to Vegas, and come do 7 schools here with me? Because think about, and I'm by the way, that's an open invite for anybody who's a badass killer. Because you're about to see, I'm about to start asking people to come live where I live, partner with me, all right? And let's go build something crazy big. And that's an open invite for anybody who's a killer, all right? Because I know many hands makes light work. I went to church Sunday out of town, okay? I went to Andy Elliott's church this past Sunday. This pastor wrote a great book. It's on Spotify as well, too. If you guys want it, I can send it to you. But they had a guest pastor there. Here's how crazy God works. That guest pastor just moved to Vegas, actually right down the road, the next neighborhood over from me, with his family of 4. Big old bodybuilder looking dude. Andy Elliott's pastor said he thinks this guy's the best pastor he's ever heard preach. He just moved on faith to Vegas here, literally the next neighborhood over, to do a church plant here. Kind of weird. And I happened to be there Sunday to hear a sermon. Awesome message. Guess what? I'm going to try to help build a church with him now. Okay. So just think about this, guys. Like, I'm serious about this. Like, Matt might get to 10 locations, and it's hard as hell. I've done it. Okay. Or he could sell the school and move to Vegas with his family. Let's go build a freaking kingdom right here. And I'm dead serious about that. Here's how I'm going to do it fast. Because if you don't do it fast, you'll get bored and complacent. You'll get what they call long in the tooth. How many phone calls can I do a day? First of all, I don't like doing phone calls. How many of you guys like doing phone calls? Debbie likes it. Derek likes it. That's about it. If your name starts with a D, you might like it. Anybody else, maybe not. David might like it. David's like, hell no, I don't like doing it. Okay. How many outbound calls can you do a day? Now, here's the thing is most people, when they don't see your number, what happens? They don't answer. You always leave a voicemail. Hey, this is Aaron from Rise Martial Arts. Hey, listen, Debbie, I got something crazy for you. I just need you to hit me back as soon as you get this message. Here's my phone number. I hang up. I immediately send a text. Hey, Debbie, it's Aaron at Rise. I just sent you a voicemail. When you get it, call me back or send me a text. I'm vague because I want them to get on the phone like, who the hell are you? Get mad at me. It's okay. I can use some judo on you. Okay, verbal judo. The only purpose of a phone call is to get them to book an appointment, not to sell them. Okay? But how many calls can Aaron do a day? Let's say I can do 50. I'm looking for a 10% conversion, 50 outbound calls. I want 5 booked appointments. If I do this 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, because I'm going to take the weekends off because I'm lazy, that's 250 calls. If I get 10% conversion, that's 25 appointments. Let's be honest. Do you guys understand that probably 50% of those people don't show up? That means 12 people show up next week. If 12 people show up next week and I'm 50% close rate, I close 6 new students. How many guys, if I did that 4 weeks out of the month or of the week, right? 4 weeks out of the month, it's times 6. That's 24 new members. How many guys are like 24 new members in July? And then again in August, then again in September, then again in October. That's 300 members a year. How many guys would like to sign up 300 people a year? Think about this. Is your product good enough to sign up 300 people? Do they love you enough? How many guys close them when they show up? So the game is getting them to show up. Well, to get them to show up, I got to get them booked. Now, let me tell you this. What if I hired 3 people? What if I hired 3 people? This is actually what I'm doing. You're going to start seeing me recruit really big. I'm going to say 3 is your minimum. Because if I hire, who's ever hired one person, that person about 3 weeks later, 3 months later, they left. They just didn't show up. You ever had that happen? Or maybe you had to get rid of them. So I'm going to get 3 people in a room. I'm going to say, guys, listen, I'm going to hire one of you guys full time. And I'm going to train them together. They're going to work together, and best man gets the job. Because what I'm going to find out is some people create a clique, and they're going to be like, oh, let's do this together. That means none of them are going to make it. I need one person to be the outlier to say, I want this bad enough. They pick you because they want a mentor, not just a paycheck. Are you good enough to mentor people? Do you love them enough to put your arms around them and their family and to treat them like you need them more than they need you? So 3 people in the room. It's exactly what I'm doing to build my school. I'm telling you right now, I'm recruiting 3 people right now. I'm going to sit them in a room, and their goal is to call 50 people a day. I can call 50. Does anybody see what I just did with my time? I called 50. That's 250. They're going to call 50. So instead of 50 calls, I get 150. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to coach them in live time. So they're going to say, hey, Aaron, I couldn't. This is what happened. Okay, boom. And I'm going to coach them. So if it took me 3 hours to call 50 people, I'm going to spend 3 hours. They're going to do this work, and we're going to figure out whatever gimmick to hook the person to book an appointment. Now, here's what I do. I'm going to take $5,000 to hire these 3 people. I'm going to give them a stipend. I'm going to pay them $1,250 for the month, $1,000 for the month as a stipend, right? Just like a baseline pay. Then I'm going to pay them for every booked appointment, showed appointment, closed appointment. I'm going to give them $5 every time they book someone. Another $5 when they show up. $20 when they close. That person, if they show up, book them, show up, and I'm going to close them this first time around. That's a bonus of $25, $30. So let's just do math. Let's say they do the 10%. They can book 5 appointments. They call 50 and book 5. Okay, you with me? If you know you get an extra $5 just for that person showing up, and we're putting everybody to a Saturday class, not even a one-on-one appointment. All I gotta do is send you a text reminder, make sure you know the address, and I just do that every day. If they get 25 people a week booked and 12 show up and I close 6, let's do real math. Okay, so 25 times 5 for booking, that's a $125 bonus. 12 people show up, that's $60. And 6 close times 1 plus 120 plus 125. They make an additional $365 that week. Times 4 plus $1,250. Their first month working for me is $2,710. If they did the bare minimum. Would you pay somebody $2,700 if you signed up 24 people? All freaking day long. Wait, what if all 3 people are killers? Would you pay $7,500, $8,000 to sign up 75 people? All day long. Now, why are you not signing up 75 people? It's because you don't have 3 people outbound calls. You're not teaching people how to market. You're paying social media to do some ads. And that should be the gravy. The gravy, not the steak. I just learned Sunday gravy or Sunday sauce is like when they're making their meatballs or whatever on the weekends. Like that's the sauce, but you got to have the meatballs. The meatball is the invitation, the handshakes, the phone calls, inviting them. Okay, go ahead, John. Got a question?
Where are you getting these people to call? They just cold
Oh,
calls?
good. Great question. Step one would be whatever list I got in my database. All right. So, John, how many do you think you have in your database right now?
I don't even know. Over 4,000.
Oh, well, hell shit. That's where I start. Okay. But here's the next part. A little caveat is I want them to meet 5 new people a day. Because I know when someone meets that beautiful face of yours, John, they can't say no to it. They can't say no to it, right? If I shake someone's hand, so I'm going to teach them, all I'm going to teach them for the month is how to do these calls and how and where they should go market. Now, Derek a minute ago told me he's good with some of his local businesses where he drops cards off. How many of you guys have that kind of relationship? You can drop cards off at local businesses. Now, here's the thing is, when a woman's getting her nails done, do you think she looks at those cards and picks one up and puts in her pocket? Probably not. Especially if she goes to the same place all the time and seeing the same card. When someone goes to the Chinese restaurant, they see 50 cards laying out. Do you think they pick anyone up? And the person who picks it up, you don't want as a student. So I want you to stop doing all that shit, guys, because that's just a waste of your time. What I'd rather you do is once a week, and if you have this army of 3 I'm telling you about, they should do it every day. You find that local business, same business, and ask for 1 day a week, for 1 hour a week. You can stand in front of their business, create a little impromptu booth, and create some gimmick to book appointments. Okay, whatever those are. It could be a spin wheel where they learn how to, whatever, it has a technique on it, and that's how they're going to break the board when they come for their trial, right? You give away stuff, and I don't necessarily need the nail salon. I want the nail salons next to the big grocery store. Grocery store says you can't come in here, Aaron, but the nail salon said yes, and I'm gonna be out there with my whatever it takes, whatever gimmick. It could be the mascot, it could be girls in tank tops and bikinis. If it takes whatever, hey guys, hey dads, free car wash, bikini car wash. Hell yeah, let's go. Okay. Like, let's do whatever it takes. Okay. Sign me up, sign my kid up. And then I'm just going to funnel that. So I'm going to teach these 3 people. Now, listen, I say 3 because I know what's going to happen is after about 3 days, one guy's going to suck at it so bad he just doesn't show up. Then it's down to 2. And eventually I'm going to find that killer. Now, I'm going to try to recruit 10 people and put 10 people in a room. How fast can I get to 100 students? How fast? Think about this, guys. If I can get to 100 students in 90 days, how many of you guys keep your students at least for a year if they're there? At least for 9 months, maybe. If I can get to 100 students in 90 days, I'm going to take all the money I'm making, open up school number 2. Get that one to 100 members in 90 days. Open up number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7. And in 3 years, I'm going to have 1,000 students. I'm going to make $1 million a year. And most of you guys on this call have been open for 3 years or longer, and you're not making $1 million a year. And if you make $1 million, it's in gross, not in take home. We'll make $4 million a year in gross. I'll put $1 million in my pocket, but I'm not going to put it in my pocket. You know what I'm going to do? Go tackle the next city. Then go tackle the next city. Then go tackle the next city. I really believe I could own 100 locations because what people are going to buy into me working with me is the mentorship that they're going to get. Look, Andy's house is a $9 million home, $8.5 million, $9 million home. He bought the house next to him for $3.2 million because he didn't want a neighbor there that he didn't know. And he wants to sell it to one of his staff members. What if your staff could buy a $3.2 million? Here's some of the bonuses he does for his staff. He asks them what your personal goals are. His goal last year was every staff member. He has 100 staff members. His goal last year was everybody, all of his staff buy a new home that year. They all did it. What if, think about that. Every one of your staff members could afford to buy a new home last year. That's crazy goal, guys. Now, he made some of the bonuses. He says, hey, it's a 15 to 20% down payment. I'll pay your down payment if you hit this goal and target. And they were paying for some people's home down payments, $1 million homes, $150,000, $200,000 as down payment as a bonus when they hit their certain targets. Now it's got to be big goals. You got to be bringing in $1 million, $2 million in revenue to the business. But you know what I see every time I go visit his people? They work without ever thinking of they're working. It's a tribe. They work out together, they hang out together, they eat together, they go to church together. He had 50, 60 of his people at church Sunday going to church together because they see a mentor. And I said this yesterday, if you don't have a staff that other people want, if you don't have students other people want, maybe you're not as good as advertised. So first, are you guys being the right kind of leader? Second, why would you not hire a sales force and a sales team to go all in if you believe your product is worth that? Guys, go look at a very successful church in your community. See how much they market. See their outreach. See how much they're out there into the world. The church I was at this past weekend, they have a massive film crew. It's all marketing. They're marketing a message that they believe in. It's no different. I believe martial arts changes life. Why would I not go ham on this thing? That's the right word to use. Like Matt, you should sell your school and move to Vegas. Your family can live in my house for the first year. We'll figure this shit out and we'll go build something that's world class. And I'm serious. You guys are playing small. Y'all are changing 100 people's lives at a time, not millions. Millions. Oh, and I want to travel the world. Okay? I want to travel the world. How many guys are going to come to Berlin in November? Y'all should come to Berlin with me. Let's go see part of the world together. And y'all definitely need to be in that room with Andy and his leadership team. Because I'm telling you, it will change how you see how you can do things. And it's not always the message. I'm going to tell you, it wasn't the message I heard the past 2 days. It was the notes I was taking because I was triggered. I was in the right environment to be ready to write some stuff down that I know like I'm living too small. And I don't want, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't want a bigger house. I don't want more cars. I don't want any of that stuff. I'm going to take all my money. I'm going to invest back in people. I'm going to put just enough aside to make sure that I've got the rainy day fund, maybe buy some Bitcoin, whatever. I don't know. Bury some gold somewhere. But I want experience over stuff. Okay. So, questions, challenges. Do a leadership check-in with yourself, guys. I'm going to bring this up because Derek, you sent me a text. I'm going to bring this up and you guys can think about what questions you might want to have. Derek sent me this question the other day. I'm going to read it. It's okay if I do this, Derek? Go through it. I'm just going to. Here's his question. He says, I have a family that's on a 6-month, $200 per month membership. When you say $200 a month, is that the whole family or is that per person? Whole family?
It's one kid. He's
One
on a
kid.
$200 per month.
Okay. I talked to them via phone because I couldn't get them to come in and explain that their son is an orange belt and it's time to get his membership to the 16-month Black Belt course. The new cost is $239 per month. They want to argue about the price and want to stay on their 6-month membership. All right. So everybody kind of with me. So they're on $200. They're on a shorter term 6-month program. It's time to take them to the next course studies. It goes up $39 a month. Did I get the information right, Derek? Is this correct? Okay. And he says, hey, they want to argue about the price and just want to stay where they're at. All right. So how would I handle this? First, obviously, which I think Derek already knows, it's hard to do any kind of selling this way. I need to make sure there's this between selling and closing. Okay. There's difference between selling and closing. So understand that selling, I've got to get them to understand the features and benefits of what this program is and get them to say yes before I go pricing. So if I go over pricing and say, hey, it's time to go to this, here's the difference, here's the cost. The challenge there is it leaves an opportunity for them to be confused and that all they hear once somebody puts price there, all they hear is price. So one thing is the lesson is make sure before I even get to that level, I want to make sure people understand what it is, what the product is, right? Hey, your son's on this course. He's eligible and it's time for him to go to this one. Here's what it is. Here's the features. Here's the benefits, right? And here's the process. And get them to say, all right, yes, we're ready for that. Before I talk about really commitment on time or money. So I want to have that conversation in person if I can, or Zoom if I can, right? See, I want to see a face. I want them to understand what's going on. Then when I go into pricing, if there's an objection, right? Because what I want to do is once they say they're sold on the program, they know that's what they want. I'm going to ask them, hey, is there any reason why you wouldn't do this? I'm going to give them permission to tell me what their objection is going to be. Is there any reason why you wouldn't do this right now? That's when they can say, oh, it's not in our budget. We're not really sure, whatever. If there's any objection, I want to solve that before I get into the money part. But when I get to the money and I've already solved whatever it might be, class schedule issue, whatever, then if they're saying, well, you're not really ready, well, okay, that has to be the only objection now is price. Is it a complaint? Is it an objection? Are they just complaining because it's a different cost? Because $40 should never break the bank, right? And so one is I don't really like selling on the monthly level, right? Because they tend not to respect the use as much. But if it comes down to money's the problem, then the money's the only problem in the absence of value. So they're not seeing a value worth the additional cost. And so this is where I want to be self-reflective. Am I giving enough value? Does it seem like they're just paying more to get more of the same? These are things where I just want to be sober with myself and say, you know what, maybe in their mind, they're paying more to get just more of the same. And nobody wants just more of the same. People pay for accountability, pay for status. Am I giving them higher and deeper level of accountability with a result? Or am I giving them more status, which makes them feel better about the purchase? And in this regard is if they're arguing about price, they don't see either one of those happening. So I didn't sell them on the right program, and they don't understand what they're buying. So these are the things I got to fix. And it's hard to fix it once I've already got to the end of the game of price. Okay. So for me, just so you guys know, to give you context here, our first course is 39 weeks. At the end of that program, the kid basically is not going to be ready to go to the next course. So we have a renewal. Like they'll stay on the same level because they have to go from white belt to yellow belt. So that's one testing, yellow belt to orange to blue. So they're going to belt test twice, but there's 6 months in between. So that's 6 months here, 6 months here. So typically what's going to happen is at the minimum, they're a year in the program, but more than likely, depending on cycles, probably a year and a half. So they're going to renew that 9-month cycle one time. But at their level, they're qualified to go to the next level. There is no other option. It's either move up to that program or we end their program. And that's where when you have standards. Because every day I'm promoting the standard back to the student. My job is, guys, listen, if you own your school, you need a staff, you got to have a team. People cannot beat you if you have a team. By the way, I'm part of your team. When you're one of my clients, I'm part of your team. You got to think about who's your partners in your team. Your CRM company, they're part of your team. How well do they fight for you? Or they just take your marketing? If you got whoever you use it for marketing, hopefully you guys are a partner with Nick, but he's part of your team. A team is you've got to make sure, and by the way, you're the boss of the team. Like, guys, I'm on your team, but you're my boss. Okay, you got to think about it that way. Now, what I want us to be colleagues because I have knowledge you guys don't have, and I execute faster than you guys. And I'm willing to go to zero financially to get my dream because my dream outcome is so much better. Because I want the skill more than I want the money. I want the experience more than I want the money because the money's always going to be there. Okay. You guys, I'm going to tell you right now, the first 12 months you're with me, I'm telling you right now, be willing to go bankrupt emotionally, financially, every way possible to recreate yourself. Like right now, John's leaving his school that he hasn't probably left in a long time to come spend 2 days with me in the middle of the week next week. Some of you guys are coming to Houston this Sunday. You should do everything you can. If there's an opportunity, don't let money stop you. For example, let's say right now, matter of fact, I've got a free bedroom next week when John's here. Someone else wants to come be here while he's here, go through the same course. You should hit me up. I got another bedroom. A lot of you guys need to go through the same course he's going through. Okay. And you guys need a network. You need to be partners in this. You don't need to be just whatever Aaron says. You guys need a team behind you. But right now, if you said, Aaron, I don't have the money to make it happen, I can go help you guys make money any day of the week. That's the easiest game. But not if your product sucks. Not if your product sucks. You got to make sure your product's awesome. And people pay for status. One more thing I'm going to leave you guys with. Derek made a comment. He's like, hey, well, how did you say it, Derek? Remind me how you said it. You have long-term students. You made a comment of like they trying to remember how you said it.
And hold on, let me see. I wrote it down so I can remember it.
We were talking about some of your students have been there for a while, right?
Yes, we were talking about some of the students that had been there for a while, and I made the stupid mistake of not ever charging them more.
Right. And so,
So I said, and one guy, I charged him $20 extra a month. He had no problem paying it whatsoever. And
right,
he said, I just want to train. I don't need leadership club or
right,
team or anything
right.
like that.
Okay,
He
good.
said, and I understand you have bills to pay.
So here's the thing: is first of all, don't ever put your burden on your staff or your burden to your students. What I mean by burden, what like I'm gonna tell you where I made mistakes. I would tell people, and so we do this because we get close with our students. We're very close with our students. We get close with our staff. We say, well, I would tell my staff, you guys don't understand what it's like owning this business. You don't understand my responsibility, bills, etc. Like I want sympathy, maybe, or a little understanding. I'm trying to get them to understand what I deal with, but I'm the business owner. That's why being number two is the best place to be. You get all the upside and none of the downside. Okay, being number two of a business, like if Derek owned my company and I could just go run this thing, we'd probably make more money. Let him deal with the bullshit, and I can go handle just bringing more people on board. Probably be more successful. Okay, but I don't need to put that burden on my students. Hey guys, you don't understand. I haven't gone up on your prices for a long time. I got to go up now. Don't put it on them. Just have a fucking awesome product, and then just charge what you need to charge. And they either see value or don't. Now, here's the thing: is he said to students, "Oh, I don't need leadership. I don't want competition." They just want to train. People will say that, but they still want status. Because I'm gonna tell you, if all of a sudden that person's been with you for 3 years, and all of a sudden you took somebody who's brand new and you said, hey, this is our new elite level executive gold card carrying member. I'm putting that guy's picture on my wall. That person been with you for 3 years is gonna be a little butthurt. They won't say it to your face, but they're gonna keep a scorecard right up here. People pay for status. Okay. I've got 3 membership levels with coaching. Some of you guys are on my essentials plan. Some of you guys are in the experience. Some of you guys are elite. You're going to have different shirts when you come to the event. You're going to have different seats based on your, and I guarantee, and then I've got one more tier that none of you guys right now are in. Okay. But I have one more tier. And I guarantee what's going to happen is you're going to not want to be where you're at. Because you're going to see the people that are more successful than you, and you're going to be like, well, shit, what are they doing different? Because the more you spend time with mentorship, guys, when you go to, who goes to church in here? You know how you feel when you leave church, fired up? Why are we not going to church 7 days a week? Why are you guys not? The reason why I'm doing 4 calls a week, guys, is because you guys need more, not less. You only pay for 1 call a week. I'm giving you 4 group. By the way, even when it's inconvenience to me, when I'm traveling, when I'm in the class, I still did my calls the past 2 days when I was in course. But right now, 30% of my clients on the call. I don't know what those other guys are doing. Picking their nose, stressed out, doing dumb shit. And I bet they're not going to make money today. I bet they're not recruiting today. Guys, owners of the company right now, why are you not recruiting instructors? Why are you not recruiting? Oh, I don't have money to pay them. I didn't say pay them. I didn't say hire them. Why do you not have more students? Because you don't have anybody making calls for you. Why do you not have more schools? You don't have instructors. Why are you teaching everything? Why are you cleaning the bathrooms? In 3 years from today, I'm going to have 1,000 students. Minimum. If not, I'll jump off the stratosphere. Call it a day. Because math is non-emotional. And I'm fucking great at what I do. Nobody teaches as good as me. And that's not a challenge to anybody's ego in here. If I didn't believe I was the best at teaching, why would I ever step on the mat? If you think you suck teaching, why are you not getting better? On the Facebook group today, I asked you guys to put a drill in there you love teaching. I would love my great teachers on this call. By the way, everybody in here that steps on the mat to teach, you better think you're the best teacher. If you don't think you're the best teacher walking in front of your students, put somebody better on the floor. How many guys know right now you're the best teacher for your students? How many guys know that? You know it. You're the best teacher for your students. Good. If you ever feel like you're not the best teacher, don't step on that mat. They say race car drivers should know not to get back in the car when they don't have that hunger anymore to race because they're putting people's lives in danger. Same thing for somebody strapping on the helmet for playing football. It's a danger to other people. Guys, you're a danger to other people if you don't think they're the best person in mentoring those students. Step off the mat, put someone else in charge. I'm not saying you have a bad day. Sometimes we have bad days, but if you're not the world-class best leader, put someone else in charge. Okay. So I know I'm the greatest for my people, the best, but I can only teach so many people at one time. So I need 10,000, I need 100,000 students. How big can my church of karate be? Because that's my ministry, guys. I'm going to change the world, but it's my world I'm changing. There's quit telling me there's not enough leads. There's 8 billion people on planet Earth. 8 billion. 8 billion people. And you were made to be legendary, guys. All right. All right. Last question. I got 90 seconds here. John, you change shirts, change cars. I'm gonna get the white going. I'm gonna let it grow out. I'm gonna get the white going. I think it's the trend. We all got to let the white happen. My goal is to be Santa Claus, guys.
Ah. All right. Aaron, I got a question.
Let's go, Debbie.
Okay, so if you are bringing in 20 students every month, you're actually replacing your members every 8 months.
100%.
Okay.
No, not me.
No,
But
no, I mean,
I'm gonna tell you the average school. I know somebody right now that I'm thinking of right now who thinks he's successful. He replaces 50% of his student body every year. He doesn't probably realize it. Every year he's replacing 50%.
mhm.
So let me tell you this. My schools are designed, 200 is kind of our not our ceiling, but kind of where we want to be. Because people, I believe we're a convenience focused world right now. So my race is to 100. Okay, I want 100 within 90 days. After that, I'm going to still keep that same energy, but I know I'm at the point now where like that's where things to start break a little bit. Classes are getting full in some regards. That's where you got to like what got you to 100 is not going to get you to 200 type thing. But at 200, I've got 2 staff members. All right, the school's going to do between $600,000 and $800,000 a year. I know what my profit margin is, and then my key is think about this: when I have 2 schools, 3 schools. Remember those 3 people I talked about and one person purposely stays? I don't need 3 people per school. I'm going to increase the volume of what they can do because they're going to get better at what they do. So let's say all 3 people stay. Now I've got 3 schools. Now they're calling 100 people a day a piece, 200 people a day a piece. The engine gets easier because you have volume, and volume beats variance. Y'all should mark that one down. Volume beats variance. The reason why you didn't sign up 10 people last week is because you don't have enough volume of outbound and you're spending money on ads, but you're not doing the part you're supposed to have with your ad. The number one thing in business, every business in the world, the number one thing is not ads, it's marketing. Those are 2 different things. And a very massively successful school still replaces its student body 1/3 a year. So you have 300 students.
Good to know.
You're going to sign up about 100 students that year and replace 100 students. Those are the most successful schools on planet Earth. Those are the $1.5 million a year schools with 2 staff members making a 60% margin.
Okay.
I had 2 of them like that.
Okay. And also, I did want to let you know, I think I've talked to about this before. We have a relationship with Crunch Fitness where
Yes.
they have business where you can go and they have a kids room. So parents can drop off their kids while they exercise. They let us come there. We go there like 3 times a month.
Love it.
And we set up a table. Sprouts. I just went there Sunday. Or actually Saturday, set up a table in front of Sprouts. They're going to let us do that.
There you
Flying
go.
squirrel, we're going to do that. So,
But if you have 3 people, not just you, but 3 people, and you're coaching and teaching them how to do this, how big could your school be then?
yeah, that's true. That's true.
And you live in a market where you could find 30 people doing this for you.
Probably.
And it takes mentorship over money.
Mhm.
People follow strong leaders. That's why leadership is the key ingredient for all of us right now to become more successful. We need to be stronger leaders. Accountability is what they want as a leader. They want someone to hold them to the fire.
Yeah.
Accountability. All right, guys. Same bad time, same bad channel. See you guys tomorrow. Hasta mañana.
Have a good day. Thank you.
See you, Debbie.